What do you think?
It's a nice book. Whoa, what are you doing, dude?
The market's gonna crash, bro. It's worthless.
Is there gonna be a comic book crash? Stay tuned. But first, the intro.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Chino's Comics and More. Again, my name is Chino. This is Manny.
What's up, YouTube? Guys, don't forget to west link the subscribe button,
Hope smash the like button.
Superman punch, the notification bell.
And don't forget to share, guys.
All right, guys. We've been hearing this a lot lately. Comic book crash. Probably the words that you want to hear, right? Maybe you do want to hear it.
I mean, if you're like me, yeah, crash, let it burn.
Yeah. Well, you know, we've been hearing a lot about a comic book crash. So look, again, you got Chino, you got myself, Manny. Let's talk about it. You know, we're going to see it from, now that we're comic book shop owners, and if you guys don't know, we own our own comic book shop. It's called R&R Comics in Houston, Texas. And we now see it from a different perspective. We used to see it as a consumer, but now we're business owners, or we're comic book shop owners. So now we have to kind of put on a different set of eyes to see this. So
Yeah, we get a different perspective now. The perspective that a lot of people are probably missing out on.
Yeah, so what do we think about the comic book crash? I think, my honest opinion really is, it could happen, but I think you're more likely to see a comic book crash or even like a comic book shop closing, depending on your market, depending on your area.
Yeah, I think it goes back to this. And this is something that we've talked about. A lot of people always ask us questions about, like, hey, you know, what made you buy the store and own a comic book shop? Yeah. We acquired it. This used to be our it still is. It used to be our local comic book shop.
Yeah.
We knew the owner for a long time. He was looking to just sell it. We had the idea 6 years ago or 7 years ago. But we didn't want to be in competition with them. So it just happened. It worked out. We went in there and we bought the store.
Yeah.
As far as our market here in Houston, man, it's healthy. There's a lot of comic book shops. I mean, there's even what you can say is a comic book chain of stores here in Houston.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name their name, but if you guys are from Houston, you guys know. But you should be shopping at R&R Comics. But again, if you're in a small town, I can most likely see it struggling. Why? Because it's a comic book shop, man. It's not your retail normal store.
Yeah.
And I think that's the conception that people don't understand is that.
Well, it's not a fast food store either, you know, or it's not a food service store where, you know, you really do need food to survive.
So some of the key things is real simple. I think if you're in a small town, and you don't have kind of like the walk-in clientele, it can hurt the store because a lot of comic book stores survive off subscriptions.
Yeah.
And that's like the number one problem with comic book shops.
So, kind of speaking of subscriptions, you know, what could lead for a comic book shop to suffer? Based on subscriptions, you know, if you have X amount of subscriptions and you order X amount of books, you're going based on what your subscription pool is, right? I get it. That's cool. So what would hurt it? You know, because let's say you do have a healthy subscription count. You know what might hurt it, guys? Is not picking up your books. Because honestly, man, owning a comic book shop, you have to be a hustler to own a comic book shop because you're basically hustling. You're buying books and you're selling books.
You're flipping books, and just like everyone else is doing it. You know, you have a lot of people do it on eBay. You have a lot of people do it on YouTube now, the platform. Instagram. That's basically what you're doing. You're flipping books. You're buying these books, cash up front, and then you're hoping that there's a demand for it, is gonna buy it. So the difference between a comic book shop and doing it on Instagram and eBay and stuff like that is that you take away the basically what we consider in business is the overhead, which is the comic book shop, the electricity there, and all that other stuff. Employees as well. So the comic book shop is very key dependent on clientele base.
Yeah.
And it goes back to subscriptions. If you're not picking up your books, the comic book shop is paying for those books. If you're in a small town and you have 100 subscribers and it's not booming like a big city where there's a lot of work, there's just a lot of moving parts, then sometimes those guys, just because they're limited based on the type of work they do or the town in general being small, less opportunities. I'm not trying to knock on small towns. It just is what it is. People move to big cities for opportunity. Then they're not going to be spending a lot of money on comic books. They're spending money on the more necessity things.
And aside from that, sometimes when you live in a smaller town, sometimes comic book shops are a lot further out. Mm-hmm. So sometimes location also factors into this. You know, if you are 30 miles, 40 miles from your nearest comic book shop, it makes it somewhat inconvenient to go out that far to go pick up your books. So that's another thing that might factor in your location. You know, again, you know, when you're inside the city, you know, you have a lot more opportunities for people just to drive by and stop by. So that kind of helps out a comic book shop. Another thing that could affect the comic book shop, or really the comic book market, could be the talk about a comic book crash. You know, the more people talk about it, that there's a comic book crash coming, what does that make you do? It makes you tighten up a little bit and kind of, put a little bit, kind of like put a hold on your wallet and not spend as much, because you're assuming this any moment can be somewhat worthless. But books like this, you know, some of these older books, they're not going to be worthless because they are pretty much guaranteed to either stay at their value, and if they do dip, usually it's not
buy them
by a lot.
And buy them if they dip. That's the
best time to buy.
And it sounds bad, but if I would have been part of the market back then, I would have picked up all these books back then. It's a big opportunity for those people that are looking to buy these books. But it goes back to what me and Manny are talking about. These kind of books, no. Modern books, I mean, they're just kind of
fluctuate a lot.
But they're just kind of, they're crawling in a sense. When I talk to people about business and in general, when they tell us like, hey man, because we have other businesses and they tell us, hey dude, how'd you start your business? What did you do? I'm like, look man, the first thing you have to understand is that you're crawling just like a baby, man. You got to crawl, then walk, then you go running, and then you haul ass. But you can't go from crawling to running, because you're gonna land on your face.
And you know what? That happens a lot with modern books. They're released, they blow up, and then they dip. And people, you know, either see it as a good and a bad thing. A lot of people think that it's just a big turnoff. How modern books, you know, have a first appearance and they get hot and then they just cool off like crazy. But it's just the market or that book hasn't had a long lifespan to either, you know, go up and stay up, or stay down where it should be or where it needs to be. So again, that's the problem with the modern books. They're so new that you don't know if they're learning to crawl or they're just running too damn fast and they just trip on themselves, and before you know it, you know, they're not worth as much. But like a Silver Age book, a Golden Age book, you know, even your Bronze and Copper Age books, those are established books. But you know what? At one point, they were the modern books.
Yeah. So going back to what we're talking about, man, no, I don't think it's going to crash. I mean, maybe, again, in your location, you might have a different opinion. But coming from comic book shop owners, it's good, man. Our store is healthy.
Yes.
This market is super healthy. We have about maybe 25, 30 comic book shops here. Houston is massive. Dallas, we've been to Dallas, and they have really great comic book shops. Austin. So I think it just depends on where you live, man. And to be quite honest with you, there's some massive comic book shops. Ours is
tiny. It's pretty small.
Tiny in comparison to the stuff that you see out here, man. And you see all kinds of like statues and Funkos and
action figures.
Beautiful back walls of for me and this guy, like a wet dream when you walk into well, it's not a wet dream, but
it is for him.
But I mean, if I see like a Hulk 181 or AF-15 in the wall, I don't think you'll see that in a small town. You will see it more in a bigger city where we have.
Well, there's a higher chance to see it in a bigger city.
Yeah, different cons and whatnot. So all this stuff about the market, man, it's just, I think it's just entitled to people's opinion. This is coming from our store's healthy. We've been very fortunate. I think it just comes down when you start hearing a lot of comic shops kind of closing. It's just bad management on their end, man. It's either they're not putting the attention that they need to the store. They're being too lenient with subscribers, with pull boxes, marketing. Dude, you gotta market. You gotta use Instagram. You gotta use Facebook. You gotta use eBay. You gotta use all those sources, man, because that's where a lot of people are.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. You see all these guys doing auctions, man. So I mean, that's smart. Even as a comic book shop owner, man, we've had our own auctions at the shop. Why? Because it just makes sense, man. Some people don't, you know, I'm the type of guy, I like to shop online. So a lot of the stuff, if I can do it online because I'm just so busy, that's why the subscriptions are for those people. It's a convenience thing. Is, hey, give me all these books. I'm busy with life. I'm going to come in on Friday when I get paid on the way home and pick up my stuff. But you have to tell these clients, these subscribers, like, hey, man, we have to do it where you're going to support our store and we're going to be doing this as a convenience to you.
Yeah, so, you know, again, from our perspective, our store, you know, you know, we see a pretty good amount of new traffic walking in. And not only that, man, you have some really damn good storylines going on right now. So that also helps out the market because, you know, when you have bad art, bad covers, and bad story, then yeah, the market's probably going to end up feeling the hit.
Don't sell crap. You know, if there's a comic book shop owner watching this, don't lie to your customers, man. You know, be transparent, be honest, man. If you're not reading it, don't say it's a hot book, pick it up. Don't even spec on stuff if you're not too sure about it.
Yeah.
We read our stuff and we give our opinions based on that. You know, a lot of our customers, when we lead them onto stuff, they usually come back. I mean, the majority of the time, or almost every time, they come back and say, hey, dude, you nailed it. You're right on this. I'm not going to sell you something that just to sell it. You know, again, it's just being responsible with it. Customer service is everything too. So that comes back to and I think we're getting a little bit away from it, but that's just from the shop perspective. If you have good customer service, you're knowledgeable, and you have a healthy subscription, and you're in the city, again, I think our city is a good representation of using this. You're gonna be fine. Now, do I recommend you guys opening comic book shops? You know, we can talk about that on another video.
Yeah, we could probably do a series of videos just kind of explaining, you know, the steps we took, what we faced in the beginning, what we faced so far as we about to reach our 1 year.
We haven't even had a year
anniversary. And it will be multiple videos, but you know, and if you ever have any questions, of course, just hit us up on Instagram, stuff like that. If you are thinking about doing something like this, like send up your own comic book shop, you know, you can pick our brains. We don't care. You know, we're here to help you guys out because at the end of the day, you know, it's something that we love.
We can send Manny out there, man. He can get you a setup shop, you know, just feed him a lot of protein and have some weights.
And have some weights and you can just give me some keys and I'll be happy with that.
And with that, guys, again, our opinion on it is it's not crashing. If you think it's going to crash, you're entitled to it. It's healthy. It's going to be here for a long time. If it was crashing, they would be making movies. Real simple.
Yeah, and you know what, guys? It's not going to crash if we all do our part and, you know, we all keep buying and reading these books, man. Again, I'm a firm believer. Buy what you love and you won't regret it. If you start going out there and just try to pick up all the keys, it's hard to do and it's going to drive you nuts, man. But if you buy something you love, like I love Spider-Man, even though the story might not be that great right now with the current run, but I'm still picking up that book because I love Spider-Man. So at the end of the day, I'm not really losing.
He's happy,
you know?
man. So with that, guys, share the video. If you want to have a discussion about it, thumbs down. If
double thumbs down. That's the way to do it.
No, thumbs up, man. Like the video. Let's have a discussion out there, man. Your opinion on it, based on your town or what you've heard. Mm-hmm. Again, man, it's a cool topic, man. I think a lot of people like to throw it out there. It's kind of one of those like, hey, dude, you know, people like controversy. A lot of people like negativity. Just be quite honest. They just like negativity. They like the negative stuff. Like, hey, man, you hear about this? This happened and this happened and that's why the news is what it is. But I don't want to get to it. So again, you know, if it crashes, I'm buying like 10 of these AF-15s all day, man. So with that, we're done, man.
Yeah, Chino, Manny, we're out, man.